We see the same old copy and pasted games released month after month, and only occasionally do we get something new and exciting from AAA developers. It's why people get so excited over a game like Cyberpunk 2077. It was supposed to be giant with new unique features, and it ended up launching broken, and the content was just okay. It's why people get excited over new franchises like Ghosts of Tsushima that want to provide people with an enjoyable yet emotional experience, and obviously, Elden Ring has taken over the industry since its launch. It's a massive open world Souls game that's challenging, yet has a brand new story, and I have some great news because it is now the best-selling game of the past year already. I have a bunch of things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is a Forbes article that I wanted to start with. It says Elden Ring is already the best-selling game of the past year besides Call of Duty, and I have to be honest, I think for me it's also the best game of the past year. I've played a lot of games. I play every new major release here on the channel. I give a lot of games chances, and I am loving Elden Ring. It is better than I thought it was going to be. I was skeptical just because we've seen so many games be marketed as open world and as big and new and exciting, and they just fall flat. And the last time I was this excited over a game probably was Cyberpunk 2077, and that ended up being a bit of a disaster at launch. But it says, while FromSoft games are always beloved by critics and fans and do end up selling well, Elden Ring has hit new heights that even fans may never have thought possible. I figured that Elden Ring was going to do very, very well. So many people were excited. It is one of the most anticipated games of the year. There are a lot of other big releases coming out this year, don't get me wrong. We have games like Starfield releasing. Supposedly Breath of the Wild 2 is still going to come out this year. But for me, this is probably one of the largest launches of the year. I was very excited for it, and I've been loving it. It says we are now talking about Elden Ring sales in Call of Duty terms, as new NPD information has revealed just how well the game has sold since release. Elden Ring is not only the best-selling game of 2022, besting the likes of Horizon Forbidden West and Dying Light 2, it's the best-selling game of the entire past 12 months with one exception, Call of Duty Vanguard, at least in the US. It's a monumental achievement for a brand new IP, even one coming from a developer as beloved as From Software. Something about Elden Ring has crossed a line, bringing in new players where previously they may not have played the likes of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, or Sekiro. Elden Ring can definitely be extremely difficult, but feels more approachable than past games, with some comparing it to an upgraded version of the exploration of an Elder Scroll type map. Now, of course, we don't know the official sales numbers of Call of Duty Vanguard, but the launch sales were lower than they anticipated, and Activision did say the sales numbers overall for Vanguard were disappointing. So, of course, it still sold well because it's a Call of Duty, and every time a Call of Duty releases, there will be millions of people to purchase them. But we do know that they thought that Vanguard was going to do better than it has done. And look at Horizon Forbidden West. I've talked about Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring in the same video multiple times now because there were developers who worked on Horizon Forbidden West that were a little bit salty that Elden Ring was stealing the spotlight from their game. The same thing happened with Horizon Zero Dawn. It ended up launching only a week before Breath of the Wild, and it didn't do as well as they were expecting it to do. But Elden Ring is one of the best reviewed games of the past decade. Its 96 Metascore in truly rarefied air that only a select handful of games games in history have reached. Now, this game has proven angry developers and journalists wrong. We've seen articles say Elden Ring is too hard and it's going to lose players because of it. We've seen developers be salty their games are being overlooked because everyone is interested in Elden Ring, and I think it's hilarious and also great that this game has proven them wrong and shown other developers to stick to what they know how to make. People were demanding From Software change their recipe for games, and they didn't, and it worked. They know what they're amazing at making, and I'm so glad they haven't bent the knee to people that are mad online. This was an article from just a couple of days ago. The Elden Ring director says From Software won't abandon challenging gameplay. It's our identity. And this is so amazing to see because so often now we see developers bend the knee to people online who demand change, who say you need to make games differently because they're not good enough and you're gonna lose players if you don't. And the Elden Ring director said, we know what we're good at making, and they are sticking to it. Elden Ring is a fantastic game, and clearly people agree, because when Elden Ring launched because of performance problems, it was sitting at mixed reviews on Steam, but now it's got over 215,000 reviews, and it's sitting at very positive. And at first, I also had performance problems with Elden Ring, and I had said unless they patch it, there's no way for me that this could even be a Game of the Year title, because I want games that run well, but they've put out patches, they've done some work on it already, and I'm personally really glad that they've done that, because now I can say, okay, maybe this is going to be the Game of the Year for me. Right now, it's definitely sitting at Game of the Year, but there are supposed to be a few other large launches like Ragnarok and like Starfield that I'm looking forward to. The first user review says, never played a From Software game before. A lot of my friends are Dark Souls fans, so I know of the titles and how hard those games can be. Anyways, being new to this style of game and a first timer, all I can say is holy shit. This game is literally one of the greatest accomplishments to be released, I would say, in many years. I almost can't believe this game is real. I've put in 70 hours so far, and it took me some time to learn how these games work in terms of boss fights, mechanics, combat, etc. The struggle has been real, but I can't stop playing. I feel like Elden Ring is a little bit different in good ways, because while yes, you can still play it in a very challenging way, you can also kind of play it on easy mode. Obviously, with Souls games, as long as you overlevel, you're always playing on easy mode, but there are things like summons, the runes, really, really powerful builds and weapons that can help you just wipe enemies like they're absolutely nothing, but you can play in a more challenging way by being underleveled, by not using the super OP weapons, by not using summons. Overall, I feel like there is kind of an easy mode in this game if you do want to play it in a very, let's just say, laid back way. The next review says, first time with a Souls type game and I'm loving it. I am 52, so apparently it's never too late to get good. It is never too late to get good. Obviously, these types of games are not for everyone. Even though Elden Ring does have more easy mode play styles, that doesn't mean that it's for everyone, and that's okay if it's not for you. Like I've said throughout all of these journalists whining and all of the salty developers crying on Twitter, the games are not supposed to be for everyone, but clearly Elden Ring is appealing to a massive amount of people. People are dunking on Ubisoft, saying, warning, this game can ruin other open world games for you, especially games from Ubisoft. While I'm not far into it, so far it's great. All negative reviews are due to the stuttering. I have a 3070 and I googled a solution. Somebody gave it another thumbs up, 164 hours on record. Lots of 9s here, lots of 10s here, lots of recommendeds. And again, the not recommended reviews that I've seen are solely based on the performance, which again, I do think is a problem, but they already have fixed quite a lot of the problems: crashing, stuttering, lag, FPS drops, all of that. And I hope they continue to patch the game and fix the game. But right now it is sitting with really, really amazing review scores, and it is already the best-selling game of the past year besides Call of Duty, and I think it will surpass Call of Duty easily. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.